The album is about like facing adversity and overcoming any issues in life. And like, but whilst also like kind of acknowledging that, life can't always be good, but always overcoming anything really.
It's an absolute pleasure to meet you. We're very excited for this. And I got to listen to the new album, Fallen Star, before its official release date on the 25th of April. What was the process behind creating the album, and what does the album mean to you?
I'm trying to think, like for the most part, we don't really write much in the practice room. So a lot of the time we spend a lot of time demoing at home, which we just find a lot more, what's the word? We just like waste a lot less time because we end up just like, because we're like quite, good friends as well. We kind of just end up messing around a lot in the practice room. So yeah, we demoed a lot of the album before even recording it. It's the first time that I've demoed complete like all of the vocals before going in the studio, which I think was like a big game changer for me. It was just nice sort of like working out what I was going to do each time because I always kind of leave vocals to the last minute on records. It's always the last thing that gets written and things like that. But yeah, in terms of what it means to me, it's just um it's kind of I think so my brain's not working that well today. It's an album where like you sort of um trying to think how to word it properly. It's basically the album is about like facing adversity and overcoming any issues in life. And like, but whilst also like kind of acknowledging that, life can't always be good, but always overcoming anything really.
I love that. That's awesome. I really like that. That's sick. And what is your favorite song from the album, and what one are you most looking forward to performing live?
Ooh. I don't know. It's really hard. I really like a lot of songs on this record. I really struggled picking singles. Trying to think. I'm probably most excited about playing Atonement live, mainly because that song's been out the longest, and there's like a lot of opportunity for crowd participation. So I think that could be quite fun.
Definitely. That would be a definite must-see live. That sounds cool. And you're a massive inspiration to especially young females trying to kind of break into the metal industry. And I was just wondering, did you always know that you wanted to make music? And how did you create and find your own unique vocal style?
Oh, thank you. I've always wanted to be involved with music. I wanted to play music, but when I was a kid and I was learning guitar, I really struggled with applying myself and spending the time and the effort that goes into actually being a decent musician. And vocals is something I found that I could do like reasonably okay naturally. Because I've always struggled with things like rhythm and things like that. That's something I had to sort of very much learn as I went along. Like I was shocking at recording. Like the first album, bless Lewis Johns, our producer, yeah, he spent a lot of time trying to get me in time to like record and things like that. So yeah, it was just something that I could do semi-naturally without, spending summers and hours like locked in my bedroom because I was quite a social kid. So I think I really struggled sitting still. So yeah, it kind of really suited me a lot, really doing vocals. But yeah, I even before I was in a band, I was like taking photos. Back in the day, I made MySpace layouts for bands back when that was a thing. But yeah, I always wanted to be involved in music. I tried working in film for a bit in my late teens, because that's what I studied in school. I was like doing animation, and I was very much going to sort of special effects and film. And I started that career path, and I just found once again I can't sit for long periods of time. And it can be quite an antisocial job when you're sort of sitting still, because like I remember doing a sort of work experience sort of day, going to, I think it was like the moving picture house where they do all the special effects for like the big sort of Hollywood films. And I remember being shown the room that I was going to work in, and it was just this dark room because they were in with the color graders, and it was just silence. It was like literally like my idea of hell. So I very quickly decided against that career path for me.
Awesome. You're definitely on the right one, so that's really good. And who inspired you musically?
Oh, quite a few people really. So I'm a big Björk fan. So like when I was coming up, there wasn't too many female vocalists in metal that I really sort of like gelled with. Like I loved I'm trying to think, what's her name? My brain's really bad today. I should have eaten lunch. It was like the old Arch Enemy vocalist was a big one for
Yeah.
me. And I really liked Amy Lee from Evanescence. But in terms of the kind of music that I liked, I loved like Suicide Silence, um, like Deftones, Slipknot, like bands like that. And at that time, there weren't many female vocalists doing that thing. I mean, now there's like loads and it's incredible. So yeah, I kind of more concentrated on like loving artists like Bjork, Hayley Williams from like Paramore was a big one. Who else is really good? And yeah, and like I've always been a huge pop and R&B fan. So like Beyonce is like one of my favorites, like Destiny's Child. Like that was sort of me growing up in school discos and stuff like that, like Destiny's Child, TLC, like kind of artists like that. They were like just like really strong women, like in music. So I kind of found inspiration from other genres other than metal. I think it's super different now because I think girls growing up can see like way more women in metal, so they won't have that issue. But yeah, yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, that is awesome. And with the new album, I know there's a lot of different themes throughout it. And I know one of them is like focusing more on the positive kind of themes. You have such a huge vocal range and such like huge emotions fluctuating throughout the album. Definitely can see where you got your different influences from.
Thank
What
you.
inspired the themes for the album?
J- oh, sorry, I lost you. It might
Yeah,
have been
no, I'm
me.
here. Yeah,
Am I
grand.
back?
You're fine.
Um, just life experience really, and just sort of like either through myself or people close to me. I find it hard writing about other people, or things like that. I have like, I suppose an exception to that is sometimes when I'm really into a book, I can kind of really empathize with the characters. That's probably the only other way I can sort of like write about things that aren't like directly affecting me. But yeah, all of the themes on this record is like stuff that's I've either encountered or someone in like close to me has like had to deal with.
Awesome. And you released a new music video as well for Fallen Star. It's such a cool music video. It's super like heavy, but it's also really beautiful. What was the process of making the music video like, and what's the story behind it?
Oh, it was really fun. So we got to fly to America to film them because there's a particular director we want to work with, and we really wanted our guests on the in the videos as well. So Jesse Leach and Will from Lorna Shore. It's not called Lorna Shore. That doesn't make sense. Lorna Shore from Will Ramos. Um, yeah, so we flew out there and we went to Scranton, which is where they filmed The American Office, which was pretty funny. So yeah, we filmed it there. Like we flew in. I filmed 3 music videos in 2 days, which was insane. And like we were very jet lagged, so it was quite a fun experience because I just got loads of iced coffees from Dunkin' Donuts. Was off my head on jet lag and caffeine because their caffeinated drinks are a lot more caffeinated than ours.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's quite insane and bigger too. But I finished it all. It took me like 3 hours to drink my iced coffee. That's how strong and how big it was. But yeah, we filmed it in this little warehouse. Well, it's not little, like a normal sized warehouse in Scranton. And yeah, and like for the Fallen Star video, we kind of wanted to show the sort of like the feeling of like isolation and sort of like kind of like yeah, isolation is sort of like empty space. So that song is about watching someone close to you struggle with addiction, and similar things and not being able to live their life for them and get them out of that. You have to sort of like stand by and watch them drift. So yeah, we kind of represented that with space and also Fallen Star space. Kind of just
Definitely, it's great. Fab, and tell us about your upcoming tour in the UK and what we can expect from seeing you live.
I'm really excited. So we haven't played a headline tour since 2023, so it's been a while. And we're bringing Celestial Sanctuary and Burner with us, which I'm like a huge fan. I've been a huge fan of those guys since like their first album and EPs, so can't wait for that. And yeah, like I'm hoping just like high energy, We're going to be playing all of the new singles that are out, plus one new track, which is like kind of our like single on release day, if that makes sense. And that's going to be
Yeah,
our one with Jess. So people who come to the earlier shows will get a preview of that before it's all out, which is quite exciting. And yeah, like I just hope it's going to be a good time because that's kind of why we tour, really. It's just to have fun.
amazing. That sounds so cool. And you're also playing some festivals this summer. What's your favorite thing about playing festivals and festival season in general?
Oh, I love it because it tends to be sunny sometimes. Well, it hasn't been in recent years, but I just like the fact that it's a whole new crowd. There's no pressure because people are just sort of passing through, especially like when you're, I mean, there are some people who come see us, but for the most part, it's like a discovery event, isn't it? You kind of just mill about with a beer and watch other bands, and that's what I really like about festivals. There's like no pressure because people aren't paying just to see you. So you kind of, I find it a bit more like relaxed because yeah, you just like, oh, I'm just trying to be an advert to these people essentially. I really also enjoy watching people walk past our stage, stop, and then come sort of like walking backwards to see us. That's always quite fun to see because you can always see like people individually because it's always bright outside when we play. So yeah, that's always quite fun when you kind of see that you've converted someone.
Mhm.
Um, that's what I quite like about festivals.
Yeah, that's awesome. You've like grasped them. Fan for life
Mm.
then. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like just a guy with a hot dog and a beer, just like, oh, let's go watch this.
love it. Just gravitating
Yeah,
towards you.
that's it actually. Yeah, watching people eat whilst they watch me is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like the idea of getting indigestion whilst watching like Mel.
I think we've all been there, definitely. Amazing. And what else does the future hold for Employed to Serve?
I hope just to sort of, I like the fact that we've sort of steadily grown over the years. There's like not been, I mean, don't get me wrong, we'd love to go to viral, but I feel like it's a steady sort of like we've been plodding along. I feel like I personally like our albums more and more as they go along. And yeah, just like slow and steady. And I just really enjoy touring. I really enjoy the travel that comes with it. So yeah, we're just gonna be writing more records, touring more. Same old, really.